Long ago, when the moon shone brighter and the earth still whispered to those who listened, there was a village called Umudike. The villagers lived between fertile farmlands and the ancient forest of silent shadows, a place older than the oldest elder, older than the rivers, and older than every story told around evening fires. The people believed the forest was alive. Every tree had eyes, every stone remembered forgotten kings, and every wind carried voices that could either lead travelers home or lure them into eternal darkness. No one entered willingly. The elders warned the children, the forest does not kill with claws alone. It kills with temptation. Many hunters, traders, and warriors had entered over the years. None truly returned. Those who came back wandered the village muttering strange words, feared daylight, dreaded their own reflections, and eventually disappeared into the forest again, answering an unseen call. The villagers stopped farming near its borders. Yet every 7 years, the curse returned. A thick black mist rolled out of the forest at night. Livestock vanished. Streams turned red. Children heard someone calling their names outside their huts. Before dawn, one villager disappeared without a trace. No one knew why, no one dared investigate. When the 7th year came again, little Ada, the village healer's daughter, vanished. Her mother searched for days, finding only Ada's small woven bracelet near the forest entrance. The village mourned. Among them stood a young hunter named Obinna. Unlike other hunters, he was quiet, humble, and deeply respectful of nature and the spirits. Before his father died, he had given him one warning: if the forest of silent shadows ever calls your name, do not answer. Obinna never understood those words, until that night, as everyone slept, a familiar voice whispered, "Obinna." It sounded exactly like his mother. He rushed outside but found no one, only the silent forest waiting beneath the moon. Instead of following the voice, he remembered his father's warning and turned away. The next morning, he stood before the village council. "I will enter the forest and end its curse." The elders gasped. "No one defeats the ancient one," the oldest elder warned. "It is older than mankind," Obinna calmly replied. "Every darkness has a beginning. If it has a beginning, it can have an end." Before he left, the village priestess handed him 3 sacred gifts: a clay lamp whose flame could never be extinguished by wind, a carved wooden whistle that revealed invisible spirits, a white feather from the legendary sky eagle. She said, "The lamp reveals truth. The whistle exposes lies. The feather reminds your heart of home." At sunrise, Obinna entered the forbidden forest. Silence swallowed him. No bird sang, no insects buzzed. Even his footsteps made no sound. The deeper he walked, the stranger the forest became. Trees shifted whenever he looked away. Streams flowed uphill. Shadows moved without their owners. Then came the first test. He saw his late father smiling beneath a giant tree. "My son, I have been waiting." Every part of Obinna wanted to embrace him. Instead, he lit the sacred lamp. The warm light revealed the truth. His father's face melted into a creature with hollow eyes and a mouth filled with roots before vanishing into smoke. The forest had tested his heart. Later, he heard children laughing. He discovered dozens of missing villagers dancing happily around a fire. Little Ada smiled and called, "Come dance with us." Everything looked perfect, too perfect. Obinna blew the wooden whistle. Instantly, the laughter became terrifying screams. The dancers transformed into vine-covered spirits. Ada disappeared. Only empty air remained. The forest had tested his compassion. By nightfall, Obinna reached the oldest tree in existence. Its trunk was wider than 20 hats, its roots stretched like giant serpents, and inside it stood a mysterious doorway. Beyond it waited the ancient evil. The creature constantly changed form, a giant serpent, an old woman, a lion, then a swirling cloud of darkness with glowing red eyes. Its voice echoed like hundreds speaking together. I was here before your ancestors. I drank the fear of forgotten kingdoms. I am worshipped by silence. Obinna refused to kneel. The creature laughed. You cannot kill what fear feeds. At once, every painful memory surrounded him. His father's death, his childhood failures, every mistake, every regret, each became a living shadow attacking him. He nearly dropped the sacred lamp. Then he realized the shadows only grew stronger when he feared them. When he accepted his past without running from it, they weakened and crumbled into dust. The ancient evil roared, "You refuse fear." Obinna answered, "Fear is a warning, not a master." The creature attacked. Dark vines burst from the earth, the ground shook, the sky turned black. Obinna raised the white feather. It blazed with brilliant light. Thousands of white birds filled the sky, circling the ancient tree while singing a forgotten melody. At that moment, the sacred lamp erupted into a towering pillar of golden fire. The flames burned neither wood nor leaves. They burned lies, they burned hatred, they burned fear. The ancient evil shrank until it became a lonely child made entirely of shadows. It whispered, "I only wished never to be forgotten." Then Obinna understood. The forest had grown powerful because generations had fed it with fear instead of wisdom. Rather than destroy it, he planted the sacred lamp into the earth. Golden light spread through every root and branch. Darkness dissolved like morning mist. The ancient tree bloomed with glowing white flowers for the first time in centuries. The curse was broken. The missing villagers awoke throughout the forest as though waking from a dream. Little Ada ran into Obinna's arms. The streams became clear again. Birds returned. Flowers covered the once cursed land. When Obinna returned to Umudike, the villagers celebrated for 7 days and 7 nights. And a heart that refused to surrender to fear. Even today, the elders say that if you walk through an old forest with honesty in your heart, you may hear birds singing around a tree covered in white blossoms. They say Obinna's sacred light still shines there, reminding every traveler that the greatest darkness is never found in the forest, but in the fear we allow to rule our hearts. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the wisdom to face fear without allowing it to control your heart.